Hello and welcome back. I know we had some weeks without any videos, and the time before were just kind of tutorials, and that's why I thought we're making just a kind of review flight. So it isn't a real flight, it isn't a real video, it's something in between. We just fly here from Tunis in Tunisia over to Algier in Algier. Flight time around an hour in this wonderful aircraft. It's the FlyJSim B732, the classic model, and we're gonna take a look. I say you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. We will navigate using the Philips CIVA, which is an other add-on plug-in you need. Cost around $15 and is completely perfect compatible with this aircraft. So you've got Philips CIVA over here as these pop up, but FlyJSim, I don't know if they work together with Philips, but they added an object of this in their aircraft. You can turn it on. I don't know if you can do it without the plugin, but if yes, you won't just see the model and have no functions. The functions only work with this plugin. It's kind of sad. Regarding this aircraft isn't that cheap, but alright. Links to both sceneries for Tunis, for Algier, and the aircraft and Philips CIVA are in the video description. Alright, I just show you the route for today. I just need we are Air Algier 485 today, Boeing 737-200, flying from Tunisia, Delta Tango Tango Alpha to Delta Alpha Alpha Golf. Our alternate is Delta Alpha Bravo Charlie, which is over here. And that's our route. We depart in Tunisia, fly here along the coast, and over here in Algier we land in Algiers. And then you can see it's Africa, it's the top of Africa, near Europe. Flight time around an hour. Our block fuel is interesting, of 7 tons. And cruise flight level 340. I just said interesting because our block fuel, because I've flown the Embraer 145 for the last, I don't know, maybe 10 flights I did. And this aircraft is so extremely efficient. I used around 2 tons for a 1 hour flight. It's completely weird in this aircraft, but I know. Alright, we're in here. Down here you will see my FPS when they got very bad. I mean, I've got maximum settings for this flight. It's just more like I want to try. Normally I've got middle to high, and I don't think it'll work out on maximum, but we try. Alright, into the cockpit. We see the Philips CIVA. Alright, I will just hide the frames so they won't bother us to flight. Nope, that wasn't right. Mouse over. So we've got two. Where's the clock ticking? Is that real? I don't know. We've got two horizons. We've got 2 times our navigation, our airspeed indicator, altitude indicator, vertical speed indicator, and then backup. Our engines, the lever, the autopilot, and the overhead. If you know the modern Boeing 737, you pretty much familiar with this one. There's really not that much. Alright, I hope you don't hit a car outside. Not that much change. Some of these old clocks got replaced by a 7th segment, but mostly all the switches are completely the same. Alright, so let's just power up the aircraft, guard the battery. I just need to disable ZHSI, and I can go on to the settings, and here you can make some interesting settings. So for example, if you want to have no navigation option, it'll look like this. There is nothing. In reality, this could happen. You could have no option of navigation in this aircraft, or not at least such one. You've got down here your two navigation panels where you can tune in an VOR frequency and then navigate by the VORs. But for today's flight we use the Philips INS, this one here, or if you like to use it, that is the default X-Plane FMS. I don't know why they put in the default in here. I mean, it's probably just a nice feature for everyone who won't or who don't want to use the Philips or the VOR, so it's just kind of cheating, I guess. So turn on the ground power, wait for the ground power to illuminate. We can, that's this one, we can arm the emergency exit lights, turn on the Gasper fan, repeat it, and the window heats. So turn off the hydraulic, and then you can turn on the position light and the logo light. So far so nice. Alright, we open the doors, the front air stairs and the rear one, and the animations are pretty nice. That's a cool feature. I like that one. So you see how the you even see here inside there's such, that's cool. There's such metal with this distinct green shape, and now you see the air stays retract and they locked up. That's great. That's really great. And then here you've got another air stair built in on the door of the aircraft. That's a cool feature. Alright. So, now we're gonna continue with flight 340 today. Turn on the yaw damper. Test the Mac. Go over to here and perform the stall test. Sounds alright. Service interphone to off. Dome light as you like. I just stay off. Test the leading edges device. That's a pretty interesting thing. LE, always main leading edges. Flaps, show flaps. And then you have here these kind of indications of the slats. You see full extend, extend, and transit. Transit means they're moving currently from position to the other. So they're in transit between the positions. And then you can test them to see if all of the lights illuminate. I like that it don't... Oh, that's great. It don't happens immediately. There is such a delay between all of the lights. That's nice, that's nice. Alright. So go down here. Set to align and press ready. So now over to here. For this layout, I use the United Airlines layout. There are some advantages over the normal, such as you can see every single coordinate of every single waypoint, airport, etc. you cross. And you won't have that, or at least I don't know where, in the standard of PDF format. You can just click through some airlines you like. So we start at Kemir, we just skip the sit and fly a vector to it. And then you can sorry. Then you can enter where you are. So currently we're at position 0, meaning we need to enter where we are. And I just enter the Tunis coordinate, which is north 36511. Press insert. Now we need east. Check east. 0 1 0 1 3.9. Hit insert. So that's our first waypoint. Click to 2. They have all your waypoints in here. So we go to waypoint 1. Kemir. North 3 6 5 0 3. Insert. East 0 0 9 2 5 2. Hit insert. Waypoint number 2. Morja on north 3 6 5 0 1. Insert. East 0 0 8 3 9 0. Insert. Number 3. Number 3 in the United format is the top of climb. You can use that to orientate where you should arrive at your altitude and where you should leave it. But we just skip and go over to Annaba, which is in VOR. I will tune the VOR frequency later on to 3 6 4 9 9. Insert. East 0 0 7 4 8 9. Yeah, enter the receiver can be very bad, and if you make a mistake you can't just erase it like you would do it on a normal thing. It's just disgusting. But I mean, we want to fly an old aircraft, so we do it, I guess, and we probably just accept. That's a bit more to do, and I think that's what we all like on these aircrafts. So then we've got the top of descent, and then we go to Bejeja. By the way, if I pronounce anything wrong here with all the Arabic and French ones, just write a comment and tell me how it's right. I have literally no idea of any of these languages. And insert, and then we have Lyman. Oh, hopefully we don't have more than 9 waypoints. 3 6 4 2. Is it just my feeling, or is this coordinate always kind of the same? East 0 0 5 0 4 0. Insert, and then we have Zamuri or Zamuri. Is it French? Is it Zamuri? Je ne sais pas. I have no idea. Alright. North 3, 6, 7, 7. Insert! And the last one! East! 0, 0, 3, 3, 4, 2. Insert. So, now, if you would have to fly around, let's say just more than 9 waypoints, you have to enter them in flight, because if you just switch 8, 9, 0, 1, and then you go through your entire list. So let's say you have 12 waypoints and you're currently at waypoint 7. Then you can enter in all of the next waypoints between 1 and 6, meaning you end up with more than 12 and you're alright. And you always have to do that. When flying long haul, for example, when using the Concorde, and you're flying in that, you have to enter every single coordinate in flight. And then you have to program it probably 3, 4, maybe 5 times flight. That can be really disgusting. That's why I don't enter in any SIDs or stars. When I find a flight plan for VATSIM, I write in no SIDs and no stars, meaning I need a vector. You could enter all the waypoints which you need for a SID or a star, but that's not really fun to do, and I wouldn't really recommend it. If you got a nice controller, it will be no problem. He will give you all the needed vectors. I can just show you a chart for our current airport. For the departure, I just take the camera that we won't use, and then you have like this. You see, okay, alright, it's okay. We just fly to Tunis and then over to Camir. That's okay. It is possible that you must have here a waypoint, here a waypoint, here a waypoint, here, and you have to enter all the coordinates in. But 116.5 for the Tunis VOR is great, and we can tune it. So, and always sync it on the captain's side. Alright, so we just squawk 20, 21. Turn on the fuel pumps. The pack's on. ILAC on. Hydraulic pumps, the engine pumps on. Wing on, anti-collision on, and start the APU. 1, 2, 3. Leave it, and I press the button for the tow. We close the doors. Again, that's such great animation. It's so smooth and it just looks amazing. I'm so glad they put such an effort into these animations and into the entire aircraft. The cabin is just an extremely high detailed one. I mean, you can open all the bins. You can operate all the window blinds. That's just incredible work. And I really like how the shadow on this seat adjusts. That's an X-Pen feature, but that's great. I do like that. Alright.
The windstrap and adapter are in position. Please leave the parking brake and advise we're ready to start the pushback.
Alright, so we can advise when we're ready to start the pushback. And I would just get the METAR for Delta Tango Tango Alpha by sending a point METAR and then the ICO into the VATSIM chat. That is a kind of a trigger word for it to give you the ATIS or the METAR. It's not really an ATIS. And that's done. Alright. We stay on nav because we fly to our first VOR and not our CIVA. Alright. Do you hear that? Just listen when I release the button. You hear how the bell just rings? That's amazing. You really hear that it is a physical bell which ends to ring and just... It's amazing, it's amazing. Hear it? I hope you hear it. That's just amazing level of detail. These kind of... I don't know how you'd say it, this tone after the ring stops and just vibrates along. It's amazing. So I release the brake and start the pushback. So we've got well, yeah, we can taxi down there, so we can push around here. Yeah, so we can take the exit. Alright. Questions. See the AC power just rised. Turn on the APU bleed. Engine bleeds off, packs off. And then we're ready to start the engines. Alright, in sequence 2-1, as you know, number 2 ground. Watch N2 rising. Alright, there we have 20. Add fuel. The sound is just... Maybe it's kind of wet here. I didn't know that. Alright. So the engine is in the off position, or the engine start switch is in the off position. So you can continue starting the next engine. Watch N2 rising again. Up to 20. Okay. Flaps for 5. Then we take this out. That's a cool feature. That's kind of a calculator. In reality, you would do it by hand because you don't have an FMC calculating you that speeds, and you have to do the calculations by hand. That's handy because we don't have an parking brake set, because we don't have a real co-pilot or captain, depending on what you're flying. You don't have a pilot monitoring who can do that, so that's pretty nice to have. We can do the landing as well. We do flap. Let's play flap 30, and if you say press set box, you see how these here, how they readjust. That's cool. So let's stay for takeoff. Alright. Set up on the autopilot. So we begin on VOR lock. VOR lock. Okay, we can't turn it because we are still not having the autopilot engaged. If you want to fly a heading. You can turn that to the lower position only when it's on, and then you can tune in the heading here. Alright. Just need a taxi chart. Airport. So the wind is 1-5. Meaning we go over to Hotel Foxtrot, and then runway 11. Is that right? Yeah. Alright. Release the brake. Turn the light on. Use both generators. See the AMP is rising. Turn that one off. On, off, on. You got a dual bleed warning. And there it is off, because the APU just lagged a second. I think that's realistic. But I don't know. In the Zebra, for example, it just turns off immediately. Alright. Brake is released. We can just add a bit of brake thrust to get the aircraft rolling. View. I don't have this. I'm missing one of my favorite views while taxiing. It's just the view down to the line. Just concentrated on what you're doing. Tunis traffic, Algier 485 taxi runway 11. So I'm probably alone here, but it doesn't matter. So straight on. And you know, yeah, the aircraft just it's a completely other thing of taxing. You know what? We on Foxtrot, we just cross runway 19er, and when crossing we turn on runway 19er and line up runway 11 via it. We've got 2,800 meters, 9,000 feet. That's enough for this aircraft. Oh, do I see it in here? Is it? I won't see it. How far? That's was it a fuel weight? Fuel set QNH. Date? Why is my system? Oh, wait a second. My simulated things is alright. Let me just do they, because that's better for a video. Alright, it still thinks that it's they. It's 2 days before today, but alright. So there is runway 11. Turn on this, and this. Strobe light can go on. I just look down for the transponder, and there we have it. So it's a 180. Or should we get November? No. We make it via the runway. That should be okay.
Approaching 1.
Approaching 1, alright. Turn here.
On runway 1.
I like charting performance of this aircraft is so low. No, yeah, I like this one. And alright, we just got a holding point here. That's great. But we can line up the runway.
Approaching 1.
Approaching 1-1, that's our runway for today. And there we have our nicely done 180.
On runway 1.
It's probably not that realistic, but alright. Just stop here. Alright. This one is coming in. Oh. He just disappeared. Where is he going? Alright. No problem, so we're alone. That's great. We need to adjust it on the captain's side. The course. And the course we can read in here. Tunis. That's a departure. And oh, 344 is over there. Oh, there. Zero. Come on, come on, come on. My mouse is broken. 073. Alright. And we depart. Engine stabilized. You can look to here. And watch over here. And as soon as we've got the AS gone, now we've got Airspeed alive. 80 knots checked. So that's a V1, and that's a rotate.
V1, rotate.
Rotate, oh sorry, that's our V2. Now we passed our V2. Go up. Alright, without our navigation, we just climb out straight until we are established onto our today's flight. Just need to recenter. Alright. And we're passing 1000 feet, so you can slightly start our turn. Oh yeah, we need the autopilot engaged for it. Flaps 2. Up. Oh. Hit the wrong switch. Alright. Lower the speed. And now we do IAS. Oh. Okay. Okay. I got that aircraft. And now we've got it. So we are climbing out to Tunis. VOR. Flaps are up. We're here and we do a turn over to Tunis VOR. That's kind of a big turn. And I can just set up another altitude here. Let's say, for example, 1000. Say IAS. Altitude is on standby, and if it indicates here altitude isn't on standby on our, that's alright, on our DAAG, on our flight director. So navlog is on our aircraft is now flying by GPS from position 0 to position 1. Position 1 is Camir, so we're flying on direct Camir now. So it couldn't reach our speed that good. Just reduce our speed so it can come back. The 8 miles down here, by the way, that's Tunis VR. We can just ignore that. Alright, so you see, here's Tunis. We departed here, flown a circle over to here. We were straight inbound of Tunis VR, and we kind of assumed we got a vector. Don't have controllers, so we don't get a vector like that, and we assumed we've got a vector from here over to Camir. And we wouldn't get that. We had to fly until we crossed Tunis VR. We don't file that, but we filed Camir as the first waypoint. But in the example of the kind of sit, you should acknowledge that. So there we are. The takeoff was wonderful. So came out very good in our climb rate. We had a good runway length used. It would be probably a bit problematic if I had to initiate a boarded takeoff. I think we wouldn't make that on the runway, to be honest. Yeah, but besides that, we took off was nicely. We climbed out straight nicely over to the water. We were stable. It's a nice day to fly. That was kind of great. So we're now flying on GPS, meaning the aircraft is flying on the CIVA database. So I want now to fly from 0 to 1, but I don't want to cross camera. I want to fly from 0 on the present position to 2. Insert. 2 is this one here. And now the aircraft is flying from our present position to waypoint number 2. And down there, that's Tunis. So, I just show you. We do it up here. Camera. Ignore that. Moira. Or Moria. The Moria is here. This one. Which is 501 and 390. 501 390. So you know we're inbound of that waypoint. If you want to verify that, you could use the aviator's tablet. Go to the DTTA tab and then enable enable waypoint. Zoom in even more. Let's move it out. Hello, map. Can you just, thank you. Alright, what's that? I imagine, I was hoping to see waypoints. Why isn't that working? Can we see VORs? Yeah, that's, yeah, you see, oh, we crossed the VOR, that's great. Oh, there they are. So here is Camir, that was our first waypoint, and instead of Camir we were flying to Moria. Yes, Moria. Is it there? That's Moria. There we have it. There is Moria, and we're here, and you see we're pretty much inbound to Moria, so that worked. So we set 340 here, go up here, turn this one to flight. Alright, we're airborne. Everything seems to be pretty great. So just as a review, so not a review, a review, so we review what we've done. I've got this switch here. I've got GPS and the nav position. Nav, that's your old style navigation. Step out of tram, okay. That's your old style navigation with VORs. Enter a VOR frequency and fly to this one. That's what we did earlier. We entered a VOR and we flew to it. That was the Tunis VOR. From the Tunis VOR, because I thought we depart straight out, but of course we departed in 11, so we flew this circle around. And to make the route not that long, I said, alright, you know what, we skip the circle, we fly to Camir, and then I switched to GPS. GPS is our CIVA, Global Positioning System, so that's searching for this coordinate. Then we entered the next direct over to Moria. So we're now climbing out of indicated airspeed, meaning the aircraft holds indicated airspeed, and you can vary your vertical speed with it. If I now apply thrust, we get faster. But we don't want to be faster, so the aircraft has to climb faster. If I reduce, the aircraft will take the nose down. We're above a 1-1, so I want to just fly 300 knots indicated airspeed. What I now do is I apply thrust, I wait for the aircraft to stabilize, and let's say we want to climb with around 1,000 to 1,500 feet per minute. Oh, we still got the landing lights out. We can turn these two off, and then we're pretty good to go. So it's kind of turbulent. Can we turn the seatbelt sign off, or is it too turbulent? It's a bit too turbulent. Alright, we just keep the seatbelt signs on for a second. So what you nicely see is the coast over here. That's the coast where it borders to Europe. That is Dixon Fire. Forgot to start Dixon Fire today. That's better. So, alright, with X-Enviro you can't see the border anymore. Oh well, you can see the coast, and now the clouds are loading. So then here you have a small lake. That's nice. Yeah, that's what you do when flying in an aircraft. You just look at the lakes on the ground. That's exactly how it works. Just we go back to the cockpit, and we see climbing with 2,200, maybe 300. So I just take thrust out. Alright, we're again over. That's always these applying, going away, applying, going away. On modern aircraft you've got things like the VNAV or the flight level change. That's so nice to use in comparison to that. Because I've flown the Embraer in a while, I'm used to it. The E145 don't have this kind of auto thrust. They just got a vertical speed, or this thing what we do now, the indicated airspeed hold, or it isn't a hold, it's fly the indicated airspeed. That's probably better. You can set it on your airspeed indicator. Talking. So we now climb nicely at 1,000 feet a minute. I've got flight level 200, nearly. Well, we could change to standard. You don't have standard mode on this one, you have to tune in to 992. I think they use QNH here, but I just stay in saying 2992 or 999. Alright, that's great. We'll just continue our climb out. The miles down there is still assumed as VR, so don't worry. And then we'll meet back probably at cruising flight level. See you guys. Alright, welcome back. So we're 30 miles out of Annaba now. Annaba is over here. And it's still extremely windy. And we couldn't reach our cruise altitude until now. The top of descent is way behind us. And here's Annapla, and over here should be our top of descent, so it isn't very far to go. Because of the bad weather, I just thought I will take a look onto Venture Sky, and as you see, we've got 76 miles per hour of wind just blowing here in the air. So here at Annapla it's around 70, we're around here 77. The wind gusts from 1 p.m. That's okay. I think that's on ground, so we can't rely on that. But this one here is interesting. So at 30,000 meters, that's like 12,000 meters. Yeah, alright. I just messed up meters and feet. So I've got 35. That's still not too less. And that's kind of explained by the aircraft just always banking a bit, and that's the reason for the seatbelt signs, which are still on. But alright. As you can see here from the outside, it's always banking to the right and then to the left, just to get a stable, to get a stable flight through your kind of rough air. I mean, that isn't really rough air. If you would use an A330 or a 777 here, you probably wouldn't even notice. I think on the standard 737, 320, all that kind of, you wouldn't really notice it. So you would notice, alright, here's some wind, but that should be all. Of course, the 737-200, a very small aircraft. We've just got around 30 meters length, around the same wingspan, so we're not that big, we're not that heavy, and we can't really kind of stabilize during the flight, which is kind of sad. But alright, just go up here to the cockpit. Let's just do something, say 3000, and then we've got the Algier. Altitude alert is illuminating, and we just wait for it to arrive. So, we are here around at Skidder, inbound of Gigel, and I tune 10179 now. So by tuning this frequency over here, oh, I couldn't tune down, so we retreat. Yeah, that's. And here we've got 44 miles, 43, so we're inbound. And Gigel is the waypoint where we're starting to. Oh, do we start to leave? Oh no, we start to leave at the NDB frequency 423. We can tune that down. Here, yeah, sure, it's here. So 423. Is that right? It is. Four, two, three. So that was on, and now that was showing the direction. Hopefully we're already seeing that. What time is I press test? What do we test here? Okay, I have no idea what we test here. If you turn on the tone, we should hear a kind of a morsing. We don't have that. It's down here. It's down here. Just turn up the volume. Can't I? Oh, of course. This one. So we mute them again. Turn on tone. And I don't hear something. That means we don't receive them. So if you understand it, please write a comment. I have no idea of Morse code. Why does it stop? Yeah, there it is. Alright. So Alto is now green, meaning we now have to control our speed manually. Alright, we just can take a look at the charts for Delta Golf Alpha. Delta Alpha Golf, sorry. Give me a second. So we should have the METAR in here, isn't it right? Oh yeah. So shouldn't we? Habitat. We should. I hate you, Habitat. Alright, so down here should be a METAR. I can't read it now, but alright. Give me a second. We have got Entry Sky open. Can't we see the direction? Oh, not really. Let's go on to metartaf.com. This one here. And then we take the DAAG. This website is linked in the video description. It's incredible. So you see runway 32 and runway 27 are in use. The wind is coming. Alright, it's 32. So here you see the wind speeds. It should be miles per hour. It's not sure. Here you see some clouds. I like this animation. You've got METAR Algiers, Hudari. I just won't try it. I just won't try it. Airport observation. You've got really a lot of information, and here you got the METAR QNH 1014. Up here I've got it in the intact Pascal. Is down here. That's the INHG. Where it is. It's over here, hectopascal or inch HG. That's what I said. Alright. So we plan for runway approach ILS. Okay. We plan for runway 27, that's an ILS. And then we set up 1095. So that's the active, that's the inactive. Oh, I'm dumb as shit. So we turn in it here, not on the com. 1095. I pretty much like this animation. Oh, the actress is turning, or is it just trying to accommodate the winds? I think it's because of the winds. Okay. We're flying from 2 to 4, by the way. No, yeah, okay, come on. So we're flying from 0 present position to 5. Insert. I just need a second. What is 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ZEM. Alright. Then we can tune in the ZEM frequency. That's this one here. And that's on 1166. That's Zemuri. And I tuned us on the active one. 1166. One's for me and one's for the captain. I'll always do it synced. So I've got down here 140 miles. Are you kidding? It's so man. So I've got the DME 1. That's what I said on the captain's side, and the captain's got the DME 2. That's what I said. So it's always kind of switched what is indicated here. That's by sync it. Alright, we've got some time just to take a look at the cabin, because I think it's a ferocious cabin. It's just so extremely good done. Just start here with this door. I mean, the texture work could have been better in the entire aircraft, but that's another story. So we've got open and ouvrir. Ouvrir is French, it means open. So that's probably down to the livery, because they're Algier. I should remember it right. That's French and Algier. So yeah. And here ouvrir again. So what I just think is amazing is this. For example, you can control things via the cabin. The air stays lightning, and you can retract the air stair. Stairs operating, that's probably a annunciator. And down here you've got some things. It is modeled. It is so nice. It's not just a texture. It's really modeled. Oh, that's a joke. I didn't know that. Wait a damn second. I didn't know that. Oh, that's just amazing. That's just amazing. I loved it that much. That's on the JAAG design, A320. I'm not a real big fan of it, but they got it in this one, and that's what I really love about this aircraft. Oh, that's the window over here. Oh, that's just great. I love that. That's real. What's that? Work. Oh, that's when the cabin crew, I think, when they perform the service. Yeah, that's much brighter. Oh, that's just incredible. I didn't know that, really. I didn't know that, and that's a level of detail I just appreciate. And that's something I really do like on X-Plane. What I really miss on all other flight simulators, these really lovely cabin design. They really spend a lot of work just to get a great cabin, and I think we could all appreciate that a bit more, to be honest. So again, here you've got the SS light and the SS extend. The airstair is completely black here, but I don't think that's the thing by FlyJSim. We've got that in some other aircrafts too. That's when you not, what means not correctly, when you have to put in the stairs in a different model, and it doesn't got the lightning from the inside. I think that's around that issue. The stair just thinks it needs the lightning from the outside, which is not right, but alright. So we turn off the entry light again and the work light. That's really amazing. I just wanna know, that's me. if I test something, I want to know, for example, if the light is up here, will it shine down onto the overhead bin? And it does. And that's nice. Is there a shadow down? Probably not. Or probably that wouldn't be in reality. That's if you would go in here, for example, it is completely dark. If you go out, you turn that down, there's light on it, meaning this light up here isn't just a texture, it's a real light. That's amazing. That's just amazing. I think we've got some time and I can show you the entire aircraft's lightning. Oh, I hear the overspeed sound. I should reduce the speed just. So entry light off, window light off. So yeah, that's the overspeed horn. And the cockpit just continues looking just as amazing in the night as the entire aircraft. That's so enormous. Alright, let's switch to day again. So, I really appreciate that work with FlyJSim. I really do. And I think FlyJSim is really one of the top-notch X-plane aircraft developer. These aircrafts aren't cheap. The 727, I don't know, it's around $70 I think. 727 is around the same, I think. The Q4XP they released just recently is $80, which is just it's enormous price. But if you really want to have a great add-on, FlyJSim really delivers. They really do. And especially the 737-200, but the 727-2, they're completely free of any bugs, or at least I didn't found them. I mean, I often complain about the 727 especially, but that's not because FlyJSim made a mistake. That's just because I'm not that talented at flying this aircraft. I really often stall in this aircraft, and this aircraft got a very weird stalling behavior, or a behavior when it starts stalling. For example, if you're flying at 160 knots, got the flaps out, this aircraft probably begins to stall if you don't watch out what you do with your yoke, with your gear, and with your overall flight movement. A flight movement is the same as what you're doing with your yoke, yes, of course. If you extend gear, the aircraft just could start getting in some trouble. If the gear is retracted, you can have a bit more chance of surviving. But the aircraft really likes to stall, especially on landing. If you messed up your first approach onto a runway and you want to try it again, you could be out of luck if you do a mistake. And I was out of luck on 2 or 3 times when flying the 727, and that's really making you mad if you made a flight and the aircraft just starts to stall 1,000 feet above the ground. And you probably know how it ends if you stall an aircraft 1,000 feet above the ground. There is no recovery. I mean, if I would have an install now, why ever that should happen? I've got 30,000 feet to recover that aircraft and still being 3,000 feet above the ground. So that's kind of safe. But if you just got 1,000 or 1,500 feet below you, you got no chance of stall recovery. Memory items, full throttle, speed brakes, in, gear up, flaps, no chance, no chance. I mean, if you're flying a Cessna 172, you've got a great chance of making a stall recovery 1,000 feet. But not on a 727. No, you won't. You will crash. But that's just down to my yeah, not really competent flying when it comes to going around. On the 737-200, it's a bit different. It behaves more like the 737 CIVA mod, for example. CIVA mod is a bit more slowly. I don't know. That's surely realistic because the 737-800 is more is bigger, it's more modern, and it's more heavier, or it's heavier without the more. That's not a grammatical sentence. It's heavier, way more heavier. Then you're having the issue with the aircraft is getting slower in react. If you're flying a Cessna 172, for example, and you pull on your yoke, the aircraft just stands straight. If you're making that on an Airbus, for example, it just needs a really long time for the nose to go up and climb. If you do it on a 737-800, you feel that. On a 737-200, the aircraft is more likely to behave between the Cessna and the 737-800 because it's pretty fast in reacting, but it isn't that rapid. Of course, that's just my opinion, flying mostly on the flight simulator. I just got experience on some single prop aircrafts, Cessna 170, for example, and this aircraft behaves extremely fast. It's really heavy to control the aircraft. What you don't have in the flight simulator is kind of you're really moving something. You have that in reality, and I can imagine on the 737-200 or Classic that's lighter, because that's not that much aileron or that much elevator you're moving. But on a 737-800, sorry, it's more big, but it's more modern. For example, the yaw damper controls your inputs with the rudder to the aileron, so you don't, or the aileron to the rudder, so you don't have to control a turn by using the rudders and the ailerons. You can just use the ailerons, and that's what you don't have on smaller aircrafts. You have to use them singularly precise in sync. Yeah, that's what you really need to watch out. Again, this aircraft you need to watch out your speed, just by the way. So I've got 36 miles, meaning we've just flown 70 miles. Ooh, we need to descend. Alright, let's say we descend to 6,000. We go on IAS, and I reduce the thrust. And I said, we go here. And now the aircraft is, oof, we're descending with the 3,000 feet a minute, and now we're just descending. So, oof, yeah. That wasn't good. IAS. Should have hide the hints. It was a mistake. I don't know why they're on. Alright, and we will see when we reach the next waypoint. Alright, welcome back. We are in the final steps of approach into Algier. I now turn on the auto approach mode and the IAS mode, and now we just fly, or at least I hope we just fly normally like we would fly in ILS. But we're turning in the completely wrong direction already, so that can't go anywhere. 32. And I just wait. I mean, alright, we're kind of alright, but we're too high, or no, we're too low. It can't be. We're never. Or is this aircraft just that high? Yeah, like we're far too high. We need to get down. So we've got 5 miles to the runway. Go down. Just trying everything just to get down, or just to get rid of all that speed. I mean, we're indicated as never. Oh, there's the runway. Let's just do it manually. Not bad enough. Alright, so I messed up the approach planning. I was just really, it was maybe 5 minutes. I wasn't concentrated on what I'm flying, and these 5 minutes just killed me. That's such. I hate that. But alright. I mean, at least we're now approaching 1127 at Algier. Oh, now the aircraft noticed that we're far too high. So what you can hear, by the way, is a trim wheel, because I'm trimming the aircraft down. Okay, we just use medium, because I... Oof. That's, by the way, our reverse speed.
Too high.
Oh my gosh.
Too high.
Too high, correcting. Approaching 27. Sync rate is right. I just
Approaching
got
27.
Control. Approaching 27, that's checked. Thank you, Express.
Too high. Too high.
Too high, correcting. Sync rate, that's alright. We continue. Maybe 500.
Sync rate
400.
300.
The aircraft just told us 300. Oh, I need a... Oh.
Sync rate.
Continue. I don't wanna crash.
Sync rate.
Ooh, I'm in at least a touchdown zone. So coming back to the center line, just a bit off, and then we've got spoilers reverse unlock. And airspeed is descending, or is decreasing. We've got 80 knots past. And there we are. That was a lot of stress. I was 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes. I not concentrated on this. Okay, I need to this. Where is it? Notifications disabled. with a 5 minutes long break, I not really concentrated on what the aircraft is doing. But at least we made it. So welcome to Algier. I think the landing was right though. I mean, we were I was far too high. That I was far too low. I was 120, 130 knots, where I should have around 140. And then the wind just kicked in, and I don't know if you saw it, but I felt it, that the aircraft just was kind of stalling a bit, or I mean not stalling, but just rapidly descending due to winds. That isn't really funny. If you're in the final approach and there's wind hitting you from above and pressing you down, you don't really have any chance. That's really kind of bad. But alright, we're there. We lie. And if that would be out, I know. This is how it is, by the way. You are having a too high thrust rating on the engines without having the flaps set. Yeah. In the reality, I think that landing would be possible. So, I mean, we probably would have some comments like, "Hey, that was. I just felt I'm going to die," or something like that. I don't know, but we would probably wouldn't have any hurts on board. The aircraft and the passengers are ready to take their next flight, and that's an indication of great landing. Let's just say it that way. So it's my first time at Algier. I don't have any plan where we are, where we need to go. But this terminal over there looks alright. It looks interesting. So I guess we take Juliet Niner. Is this Juliet Niner? Yeah, right. Now we're in Juliet Niner. Yeah, over there are there are two jet bridges. Sorry, in Germany we say finger to them, finger. Just I don't know. Is it correctly to say that in English? I don't know. Got two jet bridges over there that we wanna park onto them. It should be Whiskey 23 Charlie. Is it? Is it Whiskey 23 Charlie? Let's see. Come on, guys. Be here. Be here. Thank you. Thank you. Of course. The V-Dog is next to us. Yeah, I know. I'm having a too high thrust. Just lower it, and there we are. Just in the final steps. There you see the SAM jetways. This sound is so typical for FlyJSim. I really love it. It's when you set the brakes and the aircraft is kind of slipping. That's a great sound. That's one of the just amazing features on this aircraft. This anti-collision stays on until we got the ground power established. And now the engines can be this one. Oh yeah, they're already to off, I thought. Yeah, 77,800. Okay, turn these off, So yeah, should have turned them to flight, and then I want to turn them off, but I forgot to turn them off, so the next position is ground and not off. That's why I just turned them. And to be honest, I don't know how you can continue with the engine starters, but I always turn them to off before I cut the fuel. I don't know if that's a realistic procedure. But it's working fine for me, so I guess. Alright, there we are. Just wait for the engines to be off. Yeah, that's right. And we've got this kind of gutter before the engines, so no one just gets in, and then we can turn off the anti-collision light. So, alrighty, welcome to Algier. Thank you very much for watching this new video, this kind of new video row. I don't know if I do often. I normally I like this flight videos because I don't have to prepare very much for a tutorial. I prepare the flight, the tutorial content, all that. But here I just take off and do it. But alright. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a great Friday. And I am already now sorry because I'm pretty sure the next videos. Well, why I just retract the ass there when we got a SAM jetway. Because probably in the next time there won't be that much videos. I can tell you that, but that's just for now. And then I wish you a pleasant day, and see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.